Well, hello, and how are you doing this evening? I hope that wherever you are in this world that you're feeling good. I've had a I had a rougher day than I planned today, which is usually how that goes, right? Funny thing was, I had scheduled an afternoon of narration because I have a couple of books due soon, and I just couldn't find the cadence or the rhythm of the book today. And this morning I had to go lie down for a few minutes and literally passed out for about, I think, 2 hours. I don't know why, I think sheer exhaustion. It had been a fairly busy weekend and we were up late, both Saturday and Sunday evening. And I think it just took its toll on me physically today. So today was less productive than I wished it could have been. And as a result, I didn't get really much of anything done, which isn't exactly what I want. Trying to be productive, trying to produce more content for folks along with this show and trying to generate some revenue because there's no money coming in right now. 1 second. Terribly sorry. I had to clear my throat. So I guess today's theme is gratitude. And when you are feeling a little down in the dumps, both physically and emotionally, sometimes finding the gratitude is difficult. It can be really challenging to express your gratitude when you're not really feeling it, even though you should be. I don't want to bring up the old trope if it's okay to not be okay, but I guess we've got more of a focus on mental health today than we've ever had before, which is a darn good thing if you ask me. And I like to take stock in the good things in my life on the dark days so that I know I have something to look forward to. Not that today was tremendously dark, mind you, but I just couldn't get my butt in gear today. That's okay. I have to give myself the runway space to have days like that because they're going to happen. And instead of beating myself up over the fact that I wasn't productive and I didn't achieve what I initially set out to today, well, that is okay. And that is something we all have to come to grips with. So today I'm grateful for another day. Grateful for the nice sunny weather, even though it was quite chilly out in the nation's capital today. It was a beautiful sunny day. Grateful for my beloved, Bridget, who is not feeling the greatest. I think she may have picked something up while waiting for a flu shot, which is irony, going to protect oneself and getting sick in the process. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit better, babe. We were talking a little bit earlier before I started to get ready to do this. So yeah, here we are on another Monday evening in late October. We are the 28th, just a couple of days away from Halloween. And the temperature this morning was 2 degrees, I think. Or no, it was 0. It was 0 when I got up and 2 when I took the dog out. When we took Lola out for a walk this morning. It was only 2. And it warmed up to, I think, a high of 8 today. So it's very stark contrast from last week when it was 24, 25, 26. But I'm told that it's going to be 23 on Wednesday and 18 on Thursday, which would make for a very warm Halloween night. Although it is scheduled to rain, so see how many kids get out and enjoy the trick-or-treating, as the saying goes. 1 second here. So trying to express gratitude can be difficult when you're grasping at straws. You're looking for something to be grateful for. And I named off a couple of things a moment or two ago. There is more, of course. I'm grateful that I have someone in my life who loves me, even when I'm not at my best. And I try very hard so that when I'm not at my best to conceal that from the world. That old selfish Marilyn Monroe statement, I don't know whether she actually said it or not, but if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. I'm like, why would I want to give anybody my worst ever? I just don't want to do that. So when I'm in a bad place, I mask it as much as possible until I'm ready to talk about it later. Because why should I bring somebody else down just because I'm down? I think for myself, this little show, this little place, this little corner on the internet where we get together to discuss our mental health and what we're going through, I think in this space, that is my therapy. I suppose I could, if need be, seek out a proper therapist, but that requires money, and right now there's none to be had. So I am going to just work on myself and start to get some more exercise. I wanted to go to the gym today. I had committed to doing it, and I had physically no energy. I didn't even leave the house till about, other than taking Lola out this morning. We didn't go back out till 4. We were out for about an hour, had a nice long walk. And I went out to the pub, and I was just too tired to cook, and quite frankly, I haven't done dishes since Friday, so I have a sink full of dishes, and I didn't feel like cooking, so I went over to the pub. I had a beer and a burger, and it was quite good. I was thankful for it. So I'm grateful for the beer and the burger, too. Funny how you can find things to be grateful for when you're just humming along. 88 in Dallas. Is that a record, Mikhail? Sounds like that must be record temperatures for this time of the year. I know Dallas gets incredibly hot in the summer, but 88 this late in October has got to be close to record territory. I would assume, anyway. I don't know. I've yet to venture to Texas, although I have a dear friend who lives in Austin. I'm trying to figure out a way for Bridget and I to get down to see her at some point in time. I don't know when that could be. A lot of balls are being juggled. They're all up in the air right now, and as a result, making decisions like that is not the easiest thing right now. There you go. So it was a record in Dallas, 88 degrees. 88 Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? About 20, 27, 28, I think. Let's just do a quick calculation for fun, because now I can't remember Fahrenheit to Celsius. So let's see, 88. Oh my goodness, it's warmer now. That's 31 Celsius. So yeah, that's close. 28, I thought. It's only a couple degrees off, but yeah, 31 is that's pretty warm. It's common in Ottawa in the summertime. And adversely, we can go as low as minus 38 in the winter. It doesn't hit that temperature often. I think we hit minus 40 about 6 years ago. That was the first time in a number of years we got that cold. We've hit minus 38 once or twice since then, but literally 1 or 2 days. Nothing crazy. Nothing 2 weeks like. But I do remember the winter of 88. Was it 89? 88 or 89. It started snowing immediately after Halloween. And it snowed every day until Christmas. And I don't think the temperature ever got above minus 18. I remember that winter well because it was a brutal one. But that was the last time we had a winter like that I can think of, where we got snow nonstop, where it just snowed and stayed cold for 2 months. We didn't get our first mild spell until, 3 months, till February. We always get a thaw in February in Canada's capital, which is weird. Early February, usually the first or second week, and we get rain and it gets really mild and the canal closes. Last year, the canal opened, I think, for 3 days, which is the first time it's ever been open for such a short period. But I'm told this year we should have lots of snow, even though it will be a relatively mild winter. And here's the thing, even though I'm no fan of the cold, and I'm not, I will go out and play hockey in that weather. I will go skiing in minus 28. I've done it many times. As the Norwegians say, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing choices. So let's just say I layer up a lot of Gore-Tex, a lot of merino wool, several layers thereof, full merino wool balaclava. Usually I have a piece that I wear underneath. My first base layer is like a Lycra Under Armour piece with a full face mask. And it's just really good. It's for runners, right? But I thought I can wear that for skiing and then put the merino over it. The only thing about the Lycra is that, unlike merino wool where you can just hang it up and let it dry out, which is antibacterial, it doesn't smell, it doesn't stain, blah, 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 blah. Lycra needs to be rinsed out immediately because it carries bacteria, unfortunately, and it can get very pungent very quickly when skiing at the end of the day when you take it off, of course. So, yes, I am looking forward to hopefully getting out to ski a few times this year. Last year was the first time in over 50 years, or 50 years, I think I didn't ski once. That I can remember. I could be off, maybe. Yeah, I've had a lot of concussions. My memory's not as great as it once was. Long-term memory's pretty good, but there's still blank spots here and there. What can I say? Lots of concussions. Play a lot of sports, work construction. These things happen. It's entirely possible that I have some form of CTE. I don't know. I really don't know. There's no way to know. You can't be diagnosed until you're gone because they can't slice your brain open while you're alive. So there's no way to determine it. There's certainly tests that they can do to determine if you're dementia or Alzheimer's or something to that effect, but CTE can present itself in similar ways. I have no concerns about that at this point in time in my life. I'm not that bad. I mean, getting older, so the downward slide is certainly on the horizon. I can see it, but I think I got a few more years before it gets to that. In the meantime, I'll continue to do this and try and produce more content for you. I keep trying to get into it, but it's difficult because trying to refocus. And the other day I felt incredibly focused. Saturday was great. I was busy. I got a lot done. I felt accomplished. And then today I just didn't have it. And that took its toll on me emotionally. I'm not going to lie. I was upset with myself, but I'm not trying to beat myself up about it, as I said earlier, but I was upset with myself that I was not able to get in there and get the things done that I had intended to do. That's okay. Put today in the rearview mirror and look forward to tomorrow when I can get up and start my day, do the morning show, and then I think we're at a conference for the next 3 days. I have to duck out on Thursday for another conference I have to go to, so a busy fella, to say the least, which means I'll be narrating late into the evening to get this book done because it's due by the 5th of November, and that's not too far away. So, lots of work for me to do. And that's okay. If these books sell, I get paid because I've taken a royalty share, which can be pretty lucrative if the books are good enough. That's not for me to say. I will promote them. I will give you links if you want to purchase any of them or give them a look on Audible, of course, because I'm narrating them. So give it a go. I'll give you the links once I have them. I'm waiting for the first book I turned in on Saturday. I'm waiting for the authors approved it. We're waiting for Audible to approve it and put it up on the marketplace. So hopefully everything goes according to plan and I can start to generate some revenue again, which would, of course, take a bit of a load off my mind. But I digress. 1 second. And to clear the throat. So, oh, sorry. These new monitors, sometimes if I lean too close to the mic, they pick up a little bit of feedback. They're not supposed to, but they're for very inexpensive in-ear monitors. They're really good. They aren't molded to my ear. They're not the $400 and $700 professional ones, but for what I'm using them for, they're perfect. I'm not a singer, so I don't need those kind, right? And I'm not trying to block out anything. With in-ear monitors that a lot of artists use on stage, they tend to be Ultimate Ears is the name brand. And those particular units are designed to seal you off from outside noises so you can only hear what you want to hear, whether you're singing or it's your guitar or whatever the case may be. So I don't need them to be that spectacular because I'm not blocking anything out. I'm in a sound isolation studio. These work quite well. And these work really well in places where there is a lot of background noise as well, too. So it's sufficient for what I need. But like I said, the output is very high. So sometimes if I lean too close to the mic, and now it won't do it, it'll give me some feedback. Well, I do hope to get down to Austin at some point, Mikhail. I've been told by everybody who's ever been there, said Austin is, yes, certainly very much in Texas, but it's not really Texas. Like, what? I go, well, it's Texas, but it's not like all of Texas. It's very different. It's a young city. They have a wonderful music scene, very progressive city, if memory serves, and that it's quite a bit different from the rest of the state. So I'm hoping to get down there this year at some point in time. We'll see. I was hoping to get out to Calgary in December if I can make it. I'd like to get out for another weekend to see my buddy and go over a few things with him. See if I can generate some business out there as well. Like I said, a lot of balls are being juggled in the air right now, so I'm just trying to get it all sorted. I guess tonight's mostly therapy for myself. I don't really have any coping mechanisms for you or anything of that nature. I'm just kind of talking myself through it, if that makes any sense. Sometimes that's what I got to do, talk myself through it. And sometimes it goes okay and sometimes it doesn't. There are times when the anxiety can be so intense that just trying to get through 5 minutes of the day is brutal. But at the moment, I'm quite chill. I think my dog is making a funny noise. I'm quite chill at the moment. I do seem to have some sort of delay. I don't know what's going on. There's a delay between the video and the audio. It happened last week, and I don't know what's going on. I'll see if I can figure it out for next week. But apologies if it's off-putting to you. I have no intention of trying to cause anybody harm or headache or anything of that nature. The whole point of this program is to try and bring people together so we can talk about what we're going through. And for those of you who might be watching this later on the replay and not the live feed, it's because we usually have a number of people that join the chat. Hey, Miss Shadika, how you doing? Who join the chat and talk to each other about what's going on in their lives too. So the idea is for this to be like a group therapy session where I can tell you what I'm going through and tell you how I coped with it and perhaps provide you with another way to deal with whatever it is you're going through. I don't know if I'm ever successful at it. And I feel like I'll probably fail more than I'll ever succeed, but that's okay. I think it's worth the effort. I certainly feel like it's worth the effort. I hope you think so too. I suppose I should explore the guided meditation. I've had a few people ask for that, so I think what I'm going to do, and I'm trying to put one together. I've done one before, but I didn't think it was very good, to be honest with you. I think for the guided meditation, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to pre-record it. It won't be a live stream. I'll pre-record it. And I would like to try and get it up on a few different other platforms other than YouTube. Just an audio-only version for Spotify, perhaps Apple, iTunes. Is it iTunes or is it? I have it up here somewhere. What is it? The podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Wow, took me a minute there. So if I can get the audio-only version of guided meditation. The one question I do have, though, is for anybody that is watching right now. How would you feel about if I do a guided meditation? Would it be acceptable if it was just my voice, or do you need to have some sort of trippy, ethereal music in the background? I know a lot of people tend to do that, and I can certainly have something created for me. I'm just curious that if anybody would, do you find the music a detraction from the guided meditation? Do you just want to hear the voice and the meditation, the aspect of it, or do you like to have the background music? Because I'm curious. I never know what people want, so I always try and give you what you want but you got to tell me sometime, because I can't read your minds, unfortunately. Okay, as long as the music isn't distracting. Well, it would be very soft, soothing, ethereal strings or something to that effect. I'll see what I can come up with. The next few days are going to be very busy for me, so I don't know if I'll have anything until next week, to be honest with you. But rest assured, I will have a guided meditation soon. It will be pre-recorded. And I am going to be working on some whisper content for those of you who do request it, because I do occasionally have some folks say, oh, more of the whisper content, which I'm happy to provide you with. Although, as I've said, I don't think I'm very good at it, and I also feel like my whispers are lame. Also, I can't do it for too long because it's hard on the throat. I'm not really one to whisper, just mostly speaking in my low tone, which is designed to set you at ease and make you feel relaxed. Which is my goal, is to have you come in, have a chat, relax, and feel better. And if I can do that, then I've succeeded. Success, how do you judge success by something like that? I don't know. Honestly, now that I think about it, I don't know what would be success. Somebody saying thanks, I guess that would be all the success I would need. Terribly sorry. So, yeah, gratitude. Taking stock of the things in your life that you're grateful for. And some days, it can be just, it doesn't have to be a long list. It could be something as simple as, I woke up, I was happy to be awake, I'm grateful for that. Then I had a great cup of coffee, grateful for that. I watched the sunrise, incredibly grateful for that. And if that's all you get out of that day, I'd say that's a win. Because not everybody gets those three things. Remember, growing old is a privilege that is denied to many. So, don't be afraid to grow old. Don't be afraid to take stock in the things that make you happy. Maybe it's a silly song you like to hear on the radio. Who knows? But find something to be grateful for, genuinely, sincerely, mean it with all your heart, and I guarantee you, you will feel better. Works every time, because I'm feeling better now. See how simple that was? Just think about a couple of things that make you feel good, make you happy, and wow, look at that. I'm doing better. From start to finish in, 27 minutes? I started this feeling pretty down, honestly. And 27 minutes later, I'm feeling much better just by expressing the things this morning that made me grateful. Just a couple of them. I'm not going to give you the entire list. Some things you keep to yourself. That's the thing about a gratitude list is you don't have to express it if you don't want to. You can keep it internally. You can share it if you wish. If you see somebody who's suffering, maybe you can share that you are grateful for something today. Ask them if they have anything to be grateful for. Sometimes that can really help pick you up. When the brain chemistry is really off, it doesn't always work. I wish I could say that it does, but it doesn't. That's when I recommend laugh yoga. Another story for another day. And that being said, I think we've come to the end of today's show. I'm feeling, like I said, much better than when I started. And I hope you're feeling a little bit better too. And if not, well, I got a catalog of stuff you can go through and listen to. And hopefully it'll help pick you up whenever you are feeling down. So until I see you again, my friends, you take care. Bye.